Oh, Gotham. It's McGinnis. So let's just, in case anyone is just, if I'm the first person you're hearing the news from, then I'm gonna do my best to because I found out about these things in a not great way, and if you already know, we'll do a recap. At the beginning of the week, we have a abysmal debate between President Trump and Vice President Biden, and everyone acts so surprised that Trump acted like an asshole child. Why are people still fucking surprised? Chris Wallace is a piece of shit. He was supposed to be like, well, okay, but I have control of the situation. It's like, no, you don't. Watch Jon Stewart pick apart Chris Wallace. Jon Stewart. See, this is. I don't see bravado from Jon Stewart except when he's on the job. I see bravado from Chris Wallace. I see bravado from Sean fucking Hannity. I'm so fucking sick of Sean Hannity. Jesus fucking Christ. It's another smug fucking face. Shut the fuck up. You're not smart. You're just loud. There's an old interview between Jon Stewart and Bill O'Reilly, and they're talking about white privilege and the he gets booed for some reason. I forget why, but the audience, what the fuck? Proud Boys is trending in the United States and it has 79,300 tweets. And it's on the front Twitter, and the reason I'm on Twitter is because I don't know what to do right now, and what I have learned over the years from some very smart people who have come in and out of my life is that the best thing to do when you don't know how to move forward is to look back. And I haven't given you the news yet. We have the debate on Tuesday. On Wednesday, unbeknownst to us, Trump is fully informed that he has COVID-19. Goes about his day until he has to be picked up in a helicopter to go to the hospital. Like, people think he's faking this. He's not faking this. He's sick. And if he dies, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed, because they're gonna say that Antifa poisoned him with ricin or some other fucking shit they saw in Breaking Bad, because that's their perception of how the world works. We hit the 420 mark. Usually that's where I stop. But I'm just gonna keep recording this time. This is usually what happens when I stop recording. It's exactly this. So, cheers. we find out that Trump and Melania, who, okay, weirdly, when I went to the one of my first tweets was criticizing Michelle Obama, and um and like I have no memory of this, and I don't know what. So it was like criticizing Michelle Obama on. It was like Obama tweeted about like Happy Mother's Day, like Michelle's the best, and I replied like, yeah, I'm sure she's happy, she's a mother, but regrets the father. It's like, I swear to God, that's something I said about Melania. And like, I don't know, I deleted it because I don't want people to think that's anything that and unless my BPD is like real bad, but it's undiagnosed. But like I'm starting to suspect because I feel very differently sometimes. Or I'm just an actor. I don't know. I mean, I do. Like some actors absolutely must have BPD. It's probably very common. So yeah, like whatever. I'm both. I'm an actor with BPD. Hey, hey, hey. I've like realized that after watching an episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which is a great show because it's like I didn't watch it because I was like, what an offensive title. But then of course the show is about like deconstructing all that. It's like, oh, huh. It's like they provoke you with a title and then they like talk about something like real clever. But at the same time, it turned me off from watching what is an enjoyable show. I really liked what I watched. But also notions of masculinity because I was still in the closet. Bisexual awareness. I'm bisexual. And have met the woman of my dreams and have never slept with a man. Because life's funny sometimes. But the reason I didn't come out until I fell in love with my girl was because I never felt comfortable being fully me before I met her. And like I tell her that, but I think she like shuts it out because it's like that's too nice. Which it, oh my God, like I'm not trying to be nice. I'm just like being sincere, and I think that there are so many asshats in the male world that when you just like exhibit like basic like kindness and courtesy, a lot of women are like, what the fuck is this charade? And guess what? They are usually right. Myself included, you know? And like that's so hard to say, but like be honest with yourself. When you were in college, do you stand by every choice you made? Do you think you really had clear and enthusiastic consent with all of that? Like, no. I certainly didn't. Nothing, like, but also, yeah, some things were fucking bad. And there's a lot of, like, context there, and there's a lot of, like, different, like, my experience is very different from what I hear from, but at the end of the day, like, all that, like, and it isn't to simplify it, but you fucked up and you hurt somebody, and maybe you should stop saying, no, I didn't, and just fucking apologize and mean it. And, like, take a note and do better. Because they don't have to forgive you, but you should say you're sorry. Because you fucked up and you hurt somebody. So you should say you're sorry. And that's why Donald Trump is the worst president America's ever had. You get him, Joe. Because that man has no humility at all. And I have no confidence that he's going to come back from this hospital trip and be like, and he's going to like rub off his makeup. He's going to be like, America. And we're all going to be like, who is that? And he's going to be like, this is me. I am an albino frog. And I have to tell you that I learned something in there. I learned something. I learned how to love. And now I am taking on Bernie Sanders' entire platform as my own for the rest of this term and my platform for the night. Wouldn't that be so nice if this piece of shit could learn something, but he can't? We know this, and y'all are still kidding yourselves. You're still kidding yourselves that this gigantic baby fucking I hate him so much. And I've tried to come to love him. Because that's the way of John Lewis and Martin Luther King Jr., the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were leaders of was nonviolence and how to love your enemy even as they're beating you with a club from on top of a horse. And he's done too fucking much. And call them Proud Boys, call them Jokers, call them whatever the fuck you want. But white supremacists blew up China. They blew up peaceful protest on the International Day of Nonviolence. Ha ha ha. Happy World Smile Day. So many people who look like my mom are dead. And the only good cop who ever served in this city former retired commissioner Jim Gordon is dead. And Batman's missing. And Trump is president. And in the hospital, doing apparently pretty badly with a disease that he has trivialized all year, resulting in the death of 200,000 and counting American deaths. This is his fault. like when I try to take on the non-violence and try to understand that like he's a hurt kid who like never had love or whatever his cousin wrote about him in the book, which I'm very happy that she wrote because I think it's really important. But like I watched her interview with Colbert, and what she had to say was like, yeah, this is a fucked up person because he had a fucked up life and like was taught to be this way by the men in his life. Like underneath all this is some like sad little kid, little baby, literally a baby. He's a giant fucking baby. He's like, I want this, I want it. He can't shut. He's a baby. He wants what he wants, and he gets it. That's all he knows. This is why I'm trying to style this channel after late night, because that's what I've been watching mostly, and then like supplementing with New York Times, Gothamist, of course. Come on, you think I wasn't gonna be reading Gothamist, really? Little fourth wall break, because I can feel the judgment coming, and that's called anxiety. But you know why I'm anxious? Is because I grew up with people who did not let me be me without feeling bad about it. Ding, light bulb moment. I've literally never realized that before, but I grew up as other. No one knew what the fuck to do with me, and like I wish that I had grown up here. You know, my parents moved to the suburbs because Gotham was fucking scary. As we heard firsthand from Just Jeffrey. A few videos back, they're long. These videos are long. I'm like, I mean, whatever. Like, if you like them, just like, there's no deadline. I don't know. That's the feedback I'm getting from a few people right now. It's like, it's just really long and it needs editing, and I'm like, or you could just accept it for what it is. You know, I don't have a budget. I don't have anything but I'm out of credit because all my credit cards are maxed, and now we're just trying to keep as much money in the checking account as possible, because I don't even want to look at how little is in my savings account, because I think it's like maybe $200. And if it's more than that, then I want it to be a nice surprise, because I'm like, it's certainly, it might be less than that. This is from last night, but I just don't care. Splash water in your scotch, it's better. Scotch is not meant to be kicked back like a maniac. Zack Attack 31. That's one of my buddy's screen names. He's really into is it Big Papi on the Red Sox? I don't know, but But it was Zatch and Tatch. I hope he's doing well. Anyway, hello Gotham. We've got a pretty great show for you tonight. I'm not gonna crack the same kind of jokes as my hero, Stephen Colbert and Trevor Noah, and I always say his name like such a white dad trying. Hassan Minaj. Trying to be more casual with it. Because, like, I just want to say Hassan Minaj. But it's not right. I want to get it right. But I feel like I've just been, like, hanging out with those guys these past several months. Because, like, they're what's kind of anchoring me. And I want to pass that along. This is not trying to be them. This is, because then you just watch them. And a bunch of them got taken down, and some of them might get taken down soon. So watch them now. But like, I was just copying and pasting clips of Stephen Colbert in there, and all the rest. I was just watching Jimmy Kimmel interviewing Bernie Sanders after the debate, and it was pretty fucking rad. I've never, I kind of wrote Kimmel off, a few years ago, so I haven't really watched his stuff, but it was pretty, and I think Colbert has always been the, politically, sharp one, because look where he came from. It's just, how is anyone going to compete with that? But, it was nice to see that somebody who I stopped watching because it just kind of seemed like empty, bits to me. At least at that point, maybe if I watched it, I'd be like, oh, this is pretty good. But, whatever. Time changes you and everyone and everything. Because we can't travel we can only travel in one direction at the same speed, at a constant speed in the fourth dimension. But they figured it out in Endgame, how to twist that shit. Because maybe it's not right for me to, I want to cut out all these things, but I also want to be real with you, and that means not chopping myself up in what I present to you. So that's kind of going to be the game. Setting timers and just getting really good at keeping it to the requirement, because yeah, and any of you who have watched or want to watch they're iMovie and they're rough, but I think they're good. I really do. I will say, I worked long and hard to put together a story for each of those videos, and at a certain point, all of them ended up longer than I wanted them to be. But I'm telling you a story with each one. That's all. And if you don't get it at first, then good. It's art. I want you to think about it, because I put so much of what I'm thinking about these days into them. And also, the government's gonna take them away because of copyright. The quickest one that got taken down was one with John Oliver. HBO was like, nope. I posted it and it was gone. I worked really hard on that video too. I should just cut out the whatever. Ask me, and I'll send you a link with a password. uh, but in any case, Colbert talks about how he needs the audience. Like he needs to talk to them about everything that's happening. He needs to share what he has learned. And so that's really what this is coming from. He's like, I have a therapist. I'm on medication. I meditate. But I could really use someone to talk to about all of this. And if I'm saying things that you find yourself agreeing with, then dope. That's really, really awesome. And hit that like and subscribe. Anyway, there's tasty, tasty scotch, and it seems to be settling in steadily. Settling in steadily. That's a nice one. Gotham, we're in some trouble. We're up against some bad odds right now, and the rest of the country has, like, that's a part of what we're going through. But right now, Oswald Cobblepot is mayor, Jim Gordon is dead, and Batman is missing. All of that while Donald Trump is president. 200,000 plus Americans are dead because of coronavirus. And according to the actions of the United States government, Black lives don't matter, apparently. I can't tackle all of that. So, and when I talk with you guys about all of that, you seem to be on the same page as me. So, what are we really accomplishing? Let's, you need to go vote. And you need to, talk to your loved ones about voting, at the very least. You don't have to, phone bank. You don't have to do all that. Because sometimes, for some of us, it's just not realistic. And there will always be the activists who tell us, you have time and you should be doing it. And, are they right? Yes. But also, there are other things to be doing as well. Maybe you're uniquely positioned to do something with your job, or with your, if you have, a car, you can get groceries for somebody, in your building, who really can't leave. Or you can, just use an app like normal people. But thank you for watching up to this long. We're gonna stop right at the 30 mark. Nice and crisp. But there's so much to take in, and there's only I can't make Steven's show. I can't make any show but this show, and so while I can't promise you super great editing, I can promise you that I will be real and I will be honest. Because I think those are two really refreshing things right now. And watching Bernie on Kimmel refreshed me with that, and it has inspired me to do it with you. So, hello, Gotham.